8, holy shit, 9.
Hey guys, welcome to Monkey Business. Today we are comparing side by side our Alpha traditional gymnastics Super Tramp 7x14 2-string surface. You see the basket weave of two-string with our brand new, this is crazy, this is our 10x12 Hyper Tramp. It's a single string. We're getting quick to see that as well. Quite a bit different. It's a really open weave. It has half the string. It's half the weight of the other one. And it just cuts through the air like a knife. You do feel a little bit more on your feet, I will say, but it's pretty minor. We also have this thing outfitted with the pad lifter system, which is pretty slick. Keeps the pads off the surface. They don't flap around. They're not taking away from your bounce. They're not making a bunch of noise. And if you biff it hard and hit them, it's another little thing that's gonna help slow you down. So this system, we built this, kind of had an harebrained idea when we were coming back from the barn job. Project blew our mind. I wanted to do this. It's based off of our Goliath frame. This is our full-size Goliath 2.0. It's huge, it's a monster. We designed this frame with the full-size version of this bed that it could pop on there. We're still working all that out. That's not ready yet, but we're getting close. This, however, though, this is the baby brother. Same frame, it's just shrunk, and it is, it's wild. It's super fun with this bed on here. At the surface level, the main difference between a Super and a Hyper is single string versus double string. There's a lot of more inherent little things than that going on, but that'd be the easiest way to break it down. This is our first one. This one is going, sadly, to Tanner Baumgart. I'm gonna put it in my own backyard because this is the most fun I've ever had on a trampoline. We filmed the video, like our side-by-side impressions. We already jumped on it. We've done that already. Coming back for the intro now, so I can say this is the most fun I've ever had on a trampoline. It's awesome. It's very different from this. There are things this thing does better. There are things this thing does better. If it were up to me, I'm not a professional athlete. I'm not training. I don't need this as a tool to hone my skills. I just want to have fun. This all day long. It's freaking cool. Anyways, that's the long and the short of it. I guess just for comparison's sake, again, I said that's based on our Goliath frame system. This is based on our Alpha frame system. Pretty beefy down here. A lot of stuff going on. It's very rigid, very solid structural frame. And this is so you can have a nice, robust Super Tramp in your backyard. And this kind of just happened. I'm so excited about it. So, lime green pads for Tanner Baumgart. That's what he wanted. He said he's already got a pink one and a blue one, so he wanted a light green one. Anyways, that's the intro. The kind of typical difference. I guess we've also got our standard padding, 2 inches thick, or our premium padding, which is 4 inches thick. It's all outdoor rated, proper outdoor rated marine grade foam. There's a crush core center in here. It's great. All of our trampolines are fitted with an enclosure system. The reason the enclosure sits on the inside, we got lots of questions about this. The reason it's on the inside is this is its own suspension system. The idea of having a trampoline enclosure along the outside perimeter, right with the poles, is that, well, you're likely to hit a pole, and that's not going to feel very good. These are padded, but it's still steel. So we've designed our nets so that you can fly into the net, and by the time the other side, all the suspension kicks in before you actually hit a pole.
Phenomenal.
It's also so that you can actually, fly into this, and this catches you like a big hammock before you fall off the trampoline or get hanging on the outside or something like that. So yes, it does cut off some of the surface. At the same time, you don't want to be sitting on the springs and the pads and having them grind up against the springs when you're jumping anyways. Alright, so really quickly, I'm gonna give her 10 little toe flicks, just like that's all I'm doing. I get 10 on this trampoline, I get 10 on that trampoline. We'll see what the difference is. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, holy shit, 9, 10. Oh man. Okay, now to the Alpha, 7x14. All right, same deal, 10, I get 10 toe flicks, that's all I get. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah! This one feels a little more controlled. a little tighter. I definitely have firmer bounce. That thing is, it's so effortless to get the height and to maintain it. You have to practice though to get used to the characteristics of the trampoline, because it throws you a little bit more. It doesn't center you as much as, say, this seems to want to recenter you. So it's man, but it's so soft. I don't really notice, like, it's definitely a little harder on your feet, but I don't think it's much. I am wearing grip socks. Yeah, just the it feels great. Do you feel like you have a lot of control with this trampoline? A lot of control of your bounce. Andrew mentioned the same thing. This one you just step on immediately. It's softer. You do feel the strings on your feet more, but it's effortless to, these are nice big beefy pads. You get a little extra cushion because you got the pad lifter system, which actually adds another layer of suspension for you, and quietness and impact dampening. Like, these are nice premium pads with the crushed core center.
Lime green coloring, very cool. Crazy Ape Show. So there you have it. Hyper Tramp. Phenomenal trampoline. Like Armand said, just an incredible bounce on this thing.
It's an animal. It's an
animal. Versus your classic traditional. Also phenomenal.
The bounce isn't as deep on
Super
this.
Tramp. The bounce on the Super Tramp isn't as deep. You don't feel like you're sinking as low into the ground on it, which works with how tight and snappy that response is, because it is a performance-tuned trampoline, this one, which is meant for training. This one, as the Hyper, you've got lots of flex in your bounce, tons of room, and with this being that one string, wow, is it snappy. Let's see what we can do. I hope that was recorded.
Yeah. I'd say honestly, this is
Toe flicks.
it's great for kind of everyday use. If you're actually training gymnastics or diving, you probably want to use the same tool that you're training on in the club. That just makes sense. This thing is just so much fun though. Like, for me, for my backyard, I'm a noob, but I would just like this. This is so much fun. Effortless to bounce. You can definitely get scary high. We should definitely have the other pads on there. It is, I almost went into them.
So if you've ever spent a considerable amount of time on a trampoline, you know what kind of a cardio workout it is. Your heart rate spikes. It is a ton of effort. It is a full body workout. Engages all of your muscles on balance. The beautiful thing of this style trampoline with the bounce performance is that the minimum that we could get into this, all of the energy that I'm giving it goes right into those springs, which returns. We've been on this trampoline for about 25 minutes now. My heart rate hasn't really spiked at all. The energy and the effort that goes into for your return of bounce is phenomenal. It literally, all it takes is a point of your toes and an extension here, and you just absolutely fly.
I would say this is the most fun trampoline I've ever been on.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if it was a hair bigger. We will be offering a 14x14 Hyper as well. Woo! We built this off our new Goliath frame, which is in the background. We will also have a bed like this for that size trampoline soon as well. That's gonna be pretty wild. Same width, but just the full length of the massive frame.
And just so effortless.
This thing is just, oh, it's so much fun. It's explosive raw power right at your toe tips. And I would highly recommend the enclosure system if it's above ground. It's nice to have, you feel better with that. You know, it takes nothing to bounce over top of it, but for the most part, you're not going to bounce high and drift over the net. You're going to hit the Tramp and ricochet off, and that's where it's going to catch you. So this is just, it's so fun. It's so effortless. You do have less control than you do on something like this. This inherent shape just has different bounce characteristics. This is still a rectangular. It just strays away quite a bit more. It's a lot more on the square side. And it's, I'd say, more geared towards off-axis freestyle stuff. But in general, this is just so much fun. And I really want to push it up against the building and try wall running. Because for how effortless it is, that'd be awesome.